We want to bring in Sean Spicer this morning. We've been talking about him all morning. There he is. Is that a Christmas tie, by the way?
Is that? It is.
It's like an ugly sweater tie.
An ugly Christmas tie?
An ugly sweater tie. You said it. I didn't. Merry Christmas.
It's a good one, though. It's a good one.
Well, welcome to the show. We want to get, obviously, some news this morning, but we want to first talk about what the president said yesterday at this news conference and talking about hacking, and basically said, you know, 3 months ago, I went to Vladimir Putin and said, cut it out, and it's a big problem, interference in the U.S. presidential election, and we should look at it. What's your response?
Well, I agree. I mean, no foreign entity should ever be interfering with our elections or undermining the integrity of them. But it's a very interesting story how it's evolved. Prior to the election, it was the Department of Homeland Security briefing us in the campaigns and saying, you know, we have high confidence in our election systems, the way that we vote, i.e. various systems throughout the country, paper ballots, machines, et cetera, are such that no one could interfere with an election, and we need everyone to stand firm. And then Donald Trump comes out and has a resounding win, and suddenly the tune changes real quick because the presumed coronation of Hillary Clinton didn't go as planned. So, look, I think we can all condemn any entity from interfering in an election, but there is zero evidence that it ever had any effect on the outcome. Donald Trump won resoundingly with 306 electoral votes, you know, 2,300 counties throughout this country, including multiple that President Obama carried handily. So I'm a little concerned at how the left is now trying to focus on delegitimizing the election. They lost because they didn't have an effective message that like Donald Trump, and I think that they should, instead of focusing on that, you know, are trying to deflect and talk about this whole issue.
Yeah, there's a lot of efforts and attempts to discredit, no doubt.
Yeah, I want to get your thoughts on this one because Mr. Trump is up tweeting early this morning, slamming China's seizure of a U.S. drone. Here's what he tweeted. He said, China steals United States Navy research drone in international waters, rips it out of water, takes it to China in unprecedented act. And in response to that, Chris Murphy is tweeting this morning as well, and he says, this is madness, a 7:30 a.m. Saturday escalation of diplomatic ties with China via Twitter with misspelling. I want your thoughts on that because obviously this is how Mr. Trump likes to communicate via tweet. When you're talking about something as sensitive, though, as our relationship to China, is that how things should be handled? Because as you know, just one tweet could set off serious alarm bells in that relationship.
Well, it's a fact. I mean, it's a fact. I think he tweeted out what happened, something that was reported in the media yesterday. I'm somewhat shocked that people are surprised that he's tweeting exactly what happened. China came along, took an asset of the United States government and brought it to China. I think Mr. Trump is rightly expressing the concerns and frustrations of our government right now, or just as a citizen, frankly. I think we should all be outraged, and I don't think it's anything different than was reported in the media all day yesterday.
Yeah, I mean, there's a sense over the years that slights like this have just been ignored, or our enemies in Iran are also taking people hostage. Now they're taking drones, other instances where we've been slighted. What does a tweet like this say about how President-elect Trump will handle these types of flashpoints? Because I think it's easy to dismiss it and say, oh, it's Twitter, it's terrible. No, I mean, there's thought behind these things. How would he react differently than President Obama has?
Well, you saw it with the carrier instance as well. I mean, he's not going to sit back and just let stuff happen, either domestically or internationally. He's going to pick up the phone. He's going to get things done. You saw how he saved those jobs out in Indiana for carrier. He's the kind of guy that's going to end business as usual and get things done. He's a man of action, and I think we've seen it already through the transition, and we're going to see it really forcefully on January 20th going forward.
I want to get your take on something Hillary Clinton said on Thursday night. She was meeting with a group of donors to thank them for their support during her campaign. And it seems like inside, we had Ed Klein on earlier, and he seemed to suggest that sort of inside that bubble, that there's no way that they are taking responsibility for losing this election. And she said to those people in the room the other night, she said, look, James Comey releasing that letter definitely changed some votes in those swing states, and that is probably why we lost this election. What do you make of that?
I mean, I think they're probably at stage 8 in their 12-step program of grief. Look, this all happened because Hillary had, I mean, if she hadn't had a server, if she hadn't written what she wrote, I think there's a denial of responsibility on her part for doing some of the things that caused this. Comey wouldn't have been investigating her for the Secret Server if she hadn't evaded government regulations in the first place, if she hadn't set up the server. There is a degree of personal responsibility that Hillary Clinton and her team have to take. But look, if this is how they want to focus on it, But I just think that if you want to look at it objectively, at some point they need to take responsibility for their actions.
All right, we do have a Fox News alert to get to about Mr. Trump nominating Congressman Mick Mulvaney, director of the Office of Management and Budget. So first we thought we were going to have you on for you to announce that you are going to become the next press secretary. I don't know if that's news yet or how that's going to play out, but your thoughts real quickly on this latest news.
Well, Mick Mulvaney is a fiscal hawk. He's been fighting against government waste, efficiencies. This is somebody who is keeping in line with what you've seen with the rest of the Trump picks for his cabinet. He's going to get things done. He's going to tackle the $20 trillion budget deficit that we have right now and start to chip away at it, get rid of government efficiencies, find outdated projects and plans and government waste. But he is going to be a real champion of the American taxpayer in that office.
What about press secretary? Rumors about you as press secretary. If that were true, would you as press secretary be able to make your own announcement?
Right here on Fox and Friends.
Right here, wearing a Christmas tie.
Well, there's been no additional staff announcements, and I'm sure that we will let Fox and Friends know when we have additional announcements.
Handled very well,
and well done on Mick Mulvaney.
I think we got to focus on the jobs that we know of. Congratulations to Abby for
thanks,
getting the official slot on the couch. That was a job. That was a job announcement that we were all rooting for.
That's so sweet of you, Sean. Thank you.
And we all internally as well.
And we wish you all the luck too, and whatever happens.
Nice tie too.
Have a great Christmas, Sean.
Thank you. Merry Christmas.
See you soon.